The war outside had quieted for a while. For once, the mansion was peaceful. Jungkook sat on the balcony, the night breeze brushing his hair, while city lights sparkled in the distance. His heart was still heavy with everything he had left behind, but for the first time, he wasn't afraid. Behind him, soft footsteps approached. "You'll catch a cold." Jungkook turned. Taehyung stood there, holding a blanket. He draped it gently over Jungkook's shoulders, his touch careful, almost shy. For a man the world called ruthless, he was oddly tender. Jungkook looked up at him. "You're supposed to be a monster." Taehyung smirked faintly, crouching down to meet his eyes. "I'm a monster, Jungkook. Just not for you." The words struck deep. Jungkook's throat tightened. "Why me? Out of everyone, why me?" Taehyung leaned in closer, his voice dropping low, filled with rare honesty. "Because you're the only one who looks at me and sees a man. Not a mafia boss. Not a devil. Just Taehyung." Jungkook's eyes softened, and without realizing, his hand reached out, resting against Taehyung's. The warmth startled him, but he didn't pull away. For the first time, they stayed like that, quiet, hearts speaking louder than words. Later that night, Jungkook wandered into Taehyung's office. Papers, guns, maps of territories, all signs of a world he didn't belong to. "You work too much," Jungkook muttered. Taehyung looked up, amused. "And you're too nosy." Still, when Jungkook sat on the edge of the desk with a pout, Taehyung couldn't resist. He reached out, tugging Jungkook closer until the younger man was practically sitting on his lap. "What are you doing?" Jungkook stammered, cheeks flushed. Taehyung's lips curved. "Claiming what's mine." For a moment, time froze. Jungkook's heartbeat thundered. He should push Taehyung away, yet instead, he leaned forward, closing the distance just enough that their breaths mingled. It wasn't a kiss, not yet. But it was a promise. A dangerous, forbidden promise. And when Taehyung finally whispered, "Stay by my side, Jungkook. No matter what comes," the younger man nodded silently. Because deep down, he already knew he would. The next morning, the mansion buzzed with tension. Taehyung's men bowed as he walked past, their eyes briefly flicking to Jungkook, who followed behind. Whispers spread. "The boss is keeping the enemy's son. Has he gone mad? Or is this some dangerous plan?" Jungkook felt the stares like knives against his skin, but Taehyung's hand on his shoulder kept him steady. "This world will never welcome you," Taehyung said quietly, his voice low so only Jungkook could hear. "But if you're with me, they'll learn to fear you, not question you." Jungkook frowned. "I don't want to be feared." Taehyung smirked faintly. "Then be loved by me. That's enough." That night, Taehyung brought Jungkook to a meeting with his allies. The room was filled with powerful men, cigar smoke, and heavy tension. One of them sneered. "Kim Taehyung, you've grown reckless. Keeping your enemy's son as a lover? Do you think he won't betray you?" Jungkook froze at the harsh words. All eyes turned toward him. Taehyung's gaze sharpened like a blade. He slammed his hand on the table. "Watch your mouth." Silence fell instantly. Taehyung's arm slipped around Jungkook's waist, pulling him close. His voice was deadly calm. "This man is under my protection. Anyone who questions that, questions me." The allies exchanged uneasy looks but said nothing further. The message was clear. Jungkook wasn't a hostage. He was Taehyung's. Later, back at the mansion, Jungkook confronted him. Why did you say that? Why protect me like that in front of them? Taehyung's eyes softened, though his words remained firm. Because in this world, Jungkook, love is dangerous. If they don't fear losing you, they'll try to take you. And I can't. His voice cracked, rare vulnerability slipping through. I can't lose you. Jungkook's chest tightened. For the first time, he realized Taehyung wasn't just a mafia boss. He was a man caught between power and love, a man who had already chosen him no matter the cost. Jungkook reached out, gently brushing his fingers over Taehyung's hand. Then don't fight this alone. If I'm staying, I'll face it with you. Taehyung stared at him for a long moment, then smiled. A rare, genuine smile. Careful, Jungkook. Once you step into my world, there's no turning back, and yet. Jungkook didn't look away. The mansion's walls were quieter than usual. Too quiet. Taehyung noticed it first. His sharp gaze scanned the corridors as he walked beside Jungkook. His hand subtly shifted inside his coat, brushing the handle of his gun. Stay close to me, he whispered. Jungkook nodded, though his heart pounded. He wasn't used to this, living with danger at every corner. Suddenly, bang. The glass window shattered, bullets whizzing past. Jungkook froze in terror as Taehyung grabbed his arm, yanking him down behind a marble pillar. Ambush, Taehyung growled, his eyes dark. Jungkook's breathing was shaky. He wasn't a fighter. He wasn't like them. But when he saw a masked man sneaking up behind Taehyung, raised, his instincts screamed. Taehyung, behind you. Without thinking, Jungkook grabbed the nearest object, a heavy vase, and hurled it. The vase struck the attacker's arm, making him drop his gun. Taehyung spun instantly, firing a clean shot to finish him. For a moment, silence followed. Jungkook stood frozen, chest heaving, hands trembling. Taehyung turned to him, shock flickering in his eyes. Then slowly, his lips curved into a smirk. Looks like my pretty enemy's son isn't so helpless after all. Jungkook swallowed hard. I just reacted. Taehyung stepped closer, tilting his chin up. His voice dropped to a husky whisper. You reacted to protect me. Remember that? Jungkook's heart thudded. He didn't know what was scarier. Fire outside, or the way Taehyung was looking at him now. Later that night, when the attackers had been dealt with, Taehyung found Jungkook sitting in his room, still shaken. You did well today, Taehyung said softly, surprising Jungkook. You saved my life. Jungkook looked up, eyes wide. No, you've saved me more times than I can count. Taehyung's smirk faded. His expression grew serious as he crouched down in front of him. You don't understand, Jungkook. In my world, trust is rarer than gold. But today, you earned mine. Jungkook's breath hitched. Slowly, carefully, Taehyung's hand brushed Jungkook's cheek. For once, Jungkook didn't push him away. Instead, he whispered, I don't know if I'm strong enough for this world, but I want to stay. Taehyung's eyes darkened with emotion. Then stay with me. The words hung heavy in the air, half a confession, half a vow. And for the first time, Jungkook realized he wasn't just a captive anymore. He was part of Taehyung's world. For days, whispers ran through the mansion. Not everyone accepted Jungkook at Taehyung's side. He could feel it in their stares, cold, suspicious, hateful. He was the enemy's son, after all. One night, while Taehyung was away at a meeting, Jungkook was walking down the hall when a hand grabbed him, dragging him into a dark storage room. It was one of Taehyung's men. His eyes were filled with venom. "You don't belong here," he spat. "You think the boss loves you? You're just a weakness. A leash for his enemies to pull." Jungkook's heart pounded. "That's not true." The man pressed a knife against his throat. "If you really care about him, you'll leave. Or else." Before Jungkook could reply, the door burst open. Taehyung stood there, fury radiating from his very presence. In a flash, his gun was raised. A single shot echoed. The man dropped, the knife clattering to the floor. "Touch him again." Taehyung's voice was deadly calm, "and you won't live long enough to regret it." Jungkook trembled, his back against the wall. Taehyung immediately dropped the gun and rushed to him, gripping his shoulders. "Did he hurt you?" "Jungkook, answer me." Jungkook shook his head, though his eyes brimmed with tears. He said, "I'm just your weakness. That being with me will destroy you." For the first time, Taehyung didn't smirk. His expression was raw, unguarded. He pulled Jungkook into a fierce embrace, holding him as though letting go would shatter everything. "You're not my weakness," Taehyung whispered into his ear. "You're the only thing keeping me human." Jungkook's breath caught. His hands trembled as they slowly, hesitantly, clutched the back of Taehyung's shirt. In that moment, surrounded by danger and betrayal, Jungkook realized, no matter how bloody Taehyung's world was, his heart had already chosen him.